Good morning again, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you. It is 8:15 Mountain Time, and if you're watching this broadcast, you probably know what that means by now. So I lost track of the number of days. I was keeping track for a while there, and totally just blown off that piece of my practice. But grateful to be with you again this morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday here in Colorado, and I tell you, I've got a packed schedule because there is just a ton of great stuff going on and all kinds of really, really cool things happening. So I want to share a couple with you before we get started praying. Number one, Elizabeth Rowley, Reverend Elizabeth Rowley will be with me this evening. And the last time she was with us, it was a great and fabulous prayer. This is a magnificent, bright, shining light in the world. And I'm so excited that she'll be with us this evening. So, and save the date, Sunday, July 19th, 2020. It's a Sunday night, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Karen Drucker and David all reunited, and it feels so good. Special one-time only concert presented by New Thought Radio, part of the New Thought Radio Positively Inspiring Concert Series. We've got more dates coming and more artists coming with the concert series. I can't say exactly just yet, but I'm this close to getting a couple more finalized. So we'll be having those conversations soon. All right. Good morning, Ursula. Good to see you, dear one. So grateful you're with us. Ursula is part of the visioning program that's meeting before this every morning. So Ursula gets up and joins us every morning. You've been with us that I can see, and that's great. Glad you're being a part of all this. I do have a few prayer requests today, and we're going to work those in. So for those that have sent in their prayer requests and asked for prayer specifically for this morning's session, I'm going to work those in for you as we go today. And that's what it's all about, right, folks? It's I get to share a little bit of what's going on in the business side and the ministry side of all this. And we're here to pray every morning, 8:15 Mountain Time, back again, 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time as well. And remember, this is an affirmative prayer. I'm not here begging God to fulfill some desire or some need or some perceived concept. I'm here to affirm and know the truth of our human experience, and to affirm a better perspective, a different perspective, an enlightened and informed perspective that moves me into a consciousness of knowingness, of knowing the one, that in turn activates the law, which brings forth a representation, a demonstration, a manifestation that is an outpicturing of my own belief system, my own consciousness, my own thoughts and feelings. And we can do that for each other, and we can do that together. So I invite you today to listen to the prayer differently. And I want you to kind of pull in the phrases that you feel are really, really yours, and feel free to just pass on the stuff that doesn't feel like yours. And if you can, take on a sense of hearing more of this in your own voice rather than mine. All right, let's get praying. If you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes and just kind of, wherever you're sitting or standing or perhaps lying on the floor or still snuggled in bed, just wiggle out anything in the body temple. Just let the body kind of shake and wiggle out all that, anything that's there. And eventually, slowly allow the body to come to that place of stillness, that place of perfect alignment, where no matter the position or the orientation, everything is stacking up just right. Everything feels just right. It is here I come to know the one. It is here that I come to recognize within myself the one power, presence, and intelligence the one God, the one source, the one supply, the one of everything, and the one of no thing. The Alpha and the Omega, the allness and the nothingness, life, God. I come to recognize the one as source and supply of everything: love, light, beauty, truth, health, wealth, abundance, prosperity. I recognize God as one self-existing cause that is forever taking on form and then abandoning that form in order to take on new form. I recognize the oneness of life in every blade of grass, every blooming flower. I recognize the one in the furry creatures and the creepy crawly creatures and the winged creatures and the two-legged creatures. I experience and I come to see the grand revelation of God's great vision for human life revealed through this experience. And in that, I must know that everyone, every being on this planet must be a divine expression of God's great vision, must be a divine revelation of God's great vision. For we are all one, and so that means everyone. Not just the ones that look like me, not just the ones that believe like me, not just the ones that I agree with, not just the ones that I tolerate. Everyone. A divine emanation of God's life, a divine gift to this thing called human life, to humanity. And each an evolving consciousness, each an evolving soul with free choice and free will and the ability to stand at that moment of saying, this I promote and that I do not. And each one capable of creating as God creates. For there is within each the source, a direct access, a direct pipeline, a direct revelation of all that God is right where I am. And so I know that God is right where you are, right where each and everyone is. I know that God is right where Shemaine and Rick are, and that the experience they are moving through right now, this is a mental construct. This is an opportunity for each to know a clearer perspective, to gain a clearer eye on the prize, to gain a clearer understanding of this revelatory vision that is happening as their lives. For they are on the transition team. They are on the team of transformation. They are part of the collective humanities team, moving and driving and experiencing life and it being a part of that and an expression of that. And so anything that feels unlike God is not the truth. And I claim for Rick, I claim for Shemaine, the experience of remembering that truth, that there's always something, there's always God. And in the human appearances, we stand at choice to let go of those human appearances or hold on. So I claim for Rick and Shemaine a sense of knowing God and recognizing the truth that is emerging through each of their lives right now. I recognize that same truth for Ryan as he shifts where he lives and shifts the experience of home and what that means and where he's going to be in the world. And I know that everything's happening exactly as it must to move Ryan in that way, for that there is a divine ideal that's already been set in motion here. And so everything necessary for Ryan's move is coming into play, coming into shape, just as it's necessary. The right buyer for his current home, the right price, the right opportunity. Those people are already on the planet. Those people are already seeking their next home, just as we know that Ryan, right where he is, God is expressing through and as his life to bring him into that next experience, that next great yes of his life. See, that's happening for each and everyone across the planet, each one moving into a new experience of the yes, letting go of something that no longer serves, and allowing the greatness, the glory that is God to create newness in our lives. And the jazz of it all is that we can manipulate and share and control that with consciousness, with intention, with love, with light. So I claim for each one here, and each one that can hear these words now at another time, an experience of knowing, really knowing, that while we all may be going through this experience together, we're not on the same boat. And each one is moving and being cast about in unique and different and amazing ways. And that we're each captain of our own boat. So we each have the opportunity to choose to take control of our thoughts, to take control of this boat. And I claim for each the sense of all starting to sail together, all starting to point towards that same divine vision of a world that works for everyone, each moving into concert to bring forth this vision. A mighty and glorious vision of a world where borders are irrelevant, where there is a resurgence in art and creativity and aesthetics, where people work together, where debts are forgiven, where there is an opportunity to create life according to a new concept, a new thought. What I know is I know that in this time, humanity is awakening to its great spiritual magnificence, each one in their own way. And that this evolutionary process of awakening cannot be diverted, cannot be slowed down, it cannot be detoured. This evolutionary process of awakening and unfolding an experience, awakening and unfolding an experience continues again and again and again. And so we are on just another loop along the spiral, grander and more glorious than ever before, taking this evolutionary leap into the next great to be, the next great being of human life on planet Earth and beyond. And that's really cool. I like that. That's really cool. To be in that place of knowing that everything's working out exactly as it must, because everything necessary for the fulfillment of this vision comes forth exactly as it is necessary. In my life, in the lives of everyone around me, in the lives of everyone that hears these words, in all life, everything necessary comes forth exactly as necessary. So in that deep sense of assurance, I can release and let go. I can let go of any question about how or why or when or who or how much or what, and get about doing the work of God. So I am grateful to be in this place of knowing that God's got this. And it's not truly I that does the work. It is God doing the work as me. And it is as I get my own humanness out of the way of the divine circuits that the divine works even more directly, even more purely. So I get myself out of the way. From that sense of gratitude that knows that God's got this, I get out of the way. I release this word into the law that has already begun to demonstrate, that must operate upon this word and demonstrate. So I get out of the way, I let go, I let God be God. And if any one word of this has resonated in any way, please join me in an affirmation of this truth as we say together. And so it is. And so it is. Hooty hoo hoo. I get carried away sometimes, and I like it. And I like it. Thank you so much for being with us, folks. This is Morning Prayers 8:15 every day on Facebook Live, and every evening at 8:15 p.m. as well. There may be some changes in a week or so. I'm doing a little bit of a vacation. I got to see some family, and my kids got to get out of this house, or we're going to just crawl all over each other. So there might be a few changes. I don't know what those look like. There might be some might be some guests. If somebody out there really would like to host this program for a short time, a week or so, give me a call, hit the comment button, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation around that if you're feeling called. So it's going to work out because God always works out, and I know that. So I'm pretty happy about all this. I love you. I'm so grateful to be here with you. So grateful that you take the time to be here with me as well. Reach out and let me know if there's anything I can do to serve or support. I love you. We'll talk again real soon. Peace and blessings now.